already thrown in the hashtags, and oh, what a surprise, there is a lot of hashtag ByuNs. To the top left hand side of Neon Violet Square, it is our red Zerg player Impact. And to the bottom right, our blue Terran, it is ByuN. Hashtag ByuN from so many in the chat. Monocle42, ByuN30, Marine Feline, hashtag ByuN, Kashim93, hashtag ByuN. Also from Rackstraw, Johnson100, NRXFI, Taco Stuff with the Chia 50. Hashtag ByuN comes in from Strenuous Dump. Wow. I didn't even see who hashtagged Impact, but someone must have because he has a few votes. This might be one of the most one-sided votes we've ever seen. As we get ready to jump into game number 1 here. Well and truly, and actually now, see how this is going to be going. ByuN bottom right, Impact top left, best of 5 TvZ. The winner of this series will play against Snoot afterwards. If that isn't a great set of matches today, I don't know what will be. I really don't know what will be. Mythfusion in the chat says, Wardy, thank you for entertaining me while being sick. Makes the day go faster. Well, I'm so glad you are enjoying Mythfusion. I really do hope you feel better soon. Thank you for the kind words. Kuma de Diablo, I think that's enough sub-gifting from me. I need to go on Heroes and do some of those quests. Thank you so much for all of the sub-gifts, Akuma. Let me see some Wardy hearts for Akuma in the chat, because that was an insane sub-train, which he helped to fuel. And it puts us only 3 subscribers away from 500. Insane! Alright, let's do this, guys. Let's see how this is gonna go, as we are setting up and getting ready to rumble. What's up, Vintage, in the chat? How you doing? Coda Carlson gifts a sub to Mythfusion. Well, I hope that maybe makes you feel a little bit better. Thank you very much, Coda Carlson, for the kindness as well. Continuing to gift those subs. Thank you so much. Can we have some Wardy hearts in the chat, please, for Mythfusion? As we do just see the first few Zerglings coming across the map here on the back of, well, not really anything too crazy. It was just a hatch gas pool. The first thing's just poking over. CC's already finished from ByuN. This expansion here was a single Marine into the reactor, which isn't a lot to actually defend against these Lings. And we do see just a depot starting to build up at the front. Hashtag Impact feels bad man in the chat from Frank V. Lucas. Hashtag ByuN from Chility. Hashtag Maui from Just a Burger. Wrong Terran player, bro. There's some hashtag Impact. Razdane, Krorek1. How you doing, Krorek? Long time no see, buddy. RS Penguins as well. Chillwin Jedi. Alright, there we go. Impact's getting himself a solid 15% of the votes now. Still pretty one-sided over there. Okay, guys, I get it. You guys are mostly loving ByuN and cheering him on. Let's just hope for a fantastic series, shall we? As we do see the Hellions out here to deal with those initial speedlings. And ByuN is already throwing down an armory and looking to start off with aggression here in Game 1 of this best of 5 with the Hellbats, the Liberator. Let's see what he can do with this. Setting on up as we speak, as we do see the Stim Pack starting on up here as well. And by the way, ByuN is the last Terran player standing in the OSC Championship. Can he make it through the gauntlet of Zerg and Protoss players here today and tomorrow to again defend his championship? He's the OSC Season 4 champion. He won last year in an insane comeback against Keen in the Grand Finals. This year he's gone on a bit of a tougher route, going all the way through the lower bracket so far. This is his third match of the lower bracket. Let's see how much further he can go. As we do see that Stim Pack coming on up in the production tab. So ByuN showing us some bio play here, something he's been pretty much committed to all of the time. I don't think ByuN's ever really become a mech player. As you do see a few Hellbats morphing in the back. Alright, just one creep team picked off, and so here we go. Hellbats towards the front, and as the Queens get distracted, the Liberator will try and find an opening, but already a Spore Crawler nearby, and already Impact so quick to lift that up and to relocate it. There's some Lings running on in as well. They're going to get surrounds on these Hellbats. A lot of Lings going down. ByuN pulls back, only losing 2 of the Hellbats. Obviously kind of nice, because he's already forced out quite a bunch of damage, which is nice for him. Only 1 drone on this Liberator, as this Spore Crawler will continue to relocate, continue to try and keep on pushing that away over the next couple of moments. one Viking over to the left-hand side of the map. More Hellions down to the south. And getting that Liberator, seeing what else is happening too. Stimpack on the way now from ByuN as well. Command Center for ECC building up, and well, he's going to get into his engineering base for the upgrades too. So really, so far, everything looking pretty even between the players, and pretty set to go into a nice little macro game on Neon Violet Square to start us off in this series. What's up, Wicked25? Thank you so much for the cheer 30 in the chat. Appreciate the 30 bits and the few bits you've been throwing in over the last few days. Every little helps. Goes a long way when you add it all up together, as we are going to be seeing the Hellions still poking at the front, but the Creep Team is going to get to finish and doesn't feel as though it's worth spending the scan with only 4 Hellions on the map. It's not really a guaranteed pickoff on the Creeps, so I'm not going to pop that scan there, as we're going to see a couple more barracks drop into the side. ByuN just going up to the 5 racks, the 3 CC is ready to move out whenever he feels safe enough and comfortable enough to do so. Has those engineering bays with 1-1 upgrades still coming up through as well. Couple of queens towards the front, looking to see what's happening. A few Banes and Lings clean out a Crypt Tuner because he wants to take his 5th hatchery already. Look at this, Impact is just expanding like a madman. Takes the back base, takes a 5th base already. A Spire on the way up as well. So looking as though he might play some Ling Bay Muta here, which would be, well, what a treat to see some Ling Bay Muta against ByuN Bio. It could really make for one hell of a game. So let's see what we get out of this. As that Bane speed is about to finish up, the Carapace upgrade, the melee upgrade are not far away from finishing either. Fueling is down the left-hand side, and the Marines up the left as well. Seeing what they can do, and we're just going to be seeing the scan coming down, and a few Creep Team has already been picked away at. Vex coming in and picking up those Marines once again, and ByuN pulls back away over to this side. And we're going to be seeing this hatchery now. It's going to be under fire. So Medivacs lift up once again and moving back towards the center of the map. 12 meters on the way, so it is going to be Ling Bay Muta. Wow, I mean, when was the last time we saw Ling Bay Muta? I think we saw one Ling Bay Muta game the other day, but it really isn't a common occurrence, so Impact really changing it up here for this first game. As ByuN just, well, making tanks, because he's kind of probably expecting Hydras. Obviously, generally against Ling Bay Muta, you go for the, generally you go towards the, Hydralisks, because, you're going towards the tanks of the Hydralisks. Against Ling Bay Muta, you're going towards Widow Mines. But obviously ByuN maybe hasn't just seen the Mutas just yet, and is maybe just still expecting Hydras to hit the field. It's a very interesting startup here so far, as we're going to see all of these Mutalisks coming down the left-hand side. Impact going to be looking to see what will happen. So a bunch of Mutas through the south. A Viking will see them coming in. ByuN obviously, again, completely unaware, has no missile turret in location. I mean, the Viking is a good little pre-warning, but he doesn't even pull SCVs away until just right now. Mid-map, his drop is going to get pushed back as well. Medivacs being chased away right here. Marines do come in to push those Mutas away. Impact going to dive back on over to the right-hand side, though. See what else he can do. A couple of Marines going down, a couple more as well. And continuing up in this direction. Some more of these SCVs going to be getting picked away at. More Marines stimming in, and again, Mutas just dropping out of the sky so very quickly. A few more Marines coming over, and we will see the refinery there taking some more shots also. More Lings and Banes in the middle of the map from Impact. As again, the Mutas just going to continue to be pushed away up this right-hand side. Hive Tech on the way through. Impact getting set up into this now. The 2-2 upgrades continue to get continue to come into play. Going to be seeing this 4 is on the way out as well, and still the Mutalisks looking around to just try and do a little bit more damage at this stage. One of the Medivacs goes down. A second Medivac as well gets picked off here. Marines coming in and will be able to push the Mutas in towards the main. You're going to be seeing still these Mutas really fighting some damage. I mean, Impact now maxed out against a 140 supply ByuN, who's even struggling to spend a little bit of his money, it seems, with these Mutas kind of distracting him so much. ByuN didn't start his 2-2 upgrades for a little while either, and without starting his 2-2 upgrades, of course, that just gives Impact that 2-2 lead already as well, as we're going to be seeing those Mutas coming in once more, and the 4 coming through will continue to push those Mutalisks back away up the right-hand side of the map all over again. A lot more Banelings on the way out once more here, as we're going to be seeing so many Zerglings coming out into the center. Guys, I'm not sure why my FPS is so low at the moment. I'm going to try a StarCraft 2 restart after this game to try and help out with it, because I appreciate that FPS is just down a little bit to where it should be. Not really too sure why exactly. Anyways, we do see some mutas over here picking off a missile turret and still being annoying. Some 4s on their own to the left. I mean, look at the flood of Zerglings that might try and fight this here, as ByuN will try and hold his 4th base as the gold. A big spread of units from ByuN across this bottom side of the map, as now Ultras on the way up from Impact. So he's going to be playing the Ultras now as a transition, which is very expected. Oh my god, so much Ling Bane running on through here. And again, there's not really a lot to immediately deal with that. ByuN begins to just straight up split away from it all, and he's actually going to be able to push this away. Great splits backwards. The Banes just all disappeared without really connecting on all too many units. And now the mutas, Impact making a mistake there, and he loses another couple of them. But he's already been losing so many throughout the game, and now he's only down to 3. This really does hurt him. He's lost a lot of that impact, no pun intended. He lost a lot of the impact he has in the skies of this matchup now. Well, Ultra's on the way out, and so ByuN, does he have an answer to that? I mean, that's maybe why he continues to throw down some extra siege tanks here. As we do see the tanks setting up over towards the left-hand side. 2-2 upgrades now about to finish up from ByuN also. And a lot of the Banes coming all the way over to the right. And they're going to be looking to push on down and try and get into another position in the next few moments. A lot more Banes of Impact morphing in here to the left-hand side. And a lot more of those things in general going back up towards the upper left, where we are going to be seeing those rocks being targeted down once again. Marines loading into the medevacs once more and just pulling over to the left-hand side. Marines pushing in towards the gold base. They're going to get the kill here. Medevacs here to support. I mean, the Marines come in, or the Lings come in, sorry, to defend it. We are going to be seeing the medevacs lifting up and saving that there. Actually, another drop into the main base is picking off Queens, and now also a drop over here. I mean, this one's defended by an Ultralist, but ByuN is just suddenly going into multitask mode. He's picking off a lot. Those Queens continue to die. Now he will lose these Marines to Banes up here. This drop gets saved, though. Drop to the left side has pulled away with Marines inside of it. Some good retention of units so far. As we are going to be seeing a couple of tanks just still setting up. Ghosts on the way out. ByuN, his transition into the late game begins. His transition into something to really deal with these Ultralisks setting on up. He does not go for any Liberators at all, by the way, so just going into purely the Ghosts to help out, and the tanks, of course, as well. I mean, to be fair, on this map, there's so many choke points. Where do you even attack with Ultras if ByuN is just going to sit down on these 4 bases? I mean, down his right-hand side, you're going to hit yourself into this choke point. On this left-hand side, you hit this choke point, you hit this choke point, you hit this choke point. None of this is a great position to attack from impact. So ByuN does have time to build up into a larger Ghost count, which is exactly what he's going to be needing here. And as the first few snipes, one Ultra bites the dust immediately. As the Great Aspire coming on through, Impact with the transition in towards his next stage of the game as well. Those Broodlords going to be coming out in the very near future. Still a lot of Ling Bane, Ultra, Corruptor in the middle of the map. There's Viper overhead as well. These units all just gathering together here, and we are going to be seeing these SCVs, a few more of them, transferring over towards the gold base. A whole bunch more Zerg going all the way to the right, and you can see the Burrow coming through as well. So Impact getting set up into this, as you're going to be seeing the transition in towards Broodlords. Fungal growths as well, and getting ready to go with that Pathogen Gland. A few more Banelings continue to get set up here on the far right side, and we're just going to be seeing again the Broods continuing to get ready to roll. Again, that Ghost count is increasing. ByuN is actually down on the upgrades. His final set of upgrades starting to come through, but only the attack upgrade, the final armor upgrade, missing from the production tab. Here we go. The Brood's going to be trying to use, to try and break this sieged up position, break through this choke point. Links to the right hand side as well, as Bane's already breaking through this point. Oh, these Ghosts are going to be in a little bit of trouble actually right now, and they are going to just be going down. Bane's into the mineral line doing a lot here. And ByuN is taking a lot of damage to this attack in towards the right-hand side already. Meanwhile, he drops on the top side. A hatchery does fall. Ghosts continue to snipe down some of the Broods, getting rid of them here. But a couple of Ghosts going down as well. It definitely wasn't a cheap trade from ByuN. He loses so much economy. Cancels the base down bottom right as well, as those Lings ran in there pretty quickly. Now a single Ultras comes in, and he will chomp his way through those Marines. No way you can realistically keep on committing to that, as now the Vikings here will get rid of this Broodlord up in the sky. Overseer gets picked off as well, and still those Vikings actually doing a nice little bit of something here and there, just picking off another Overseer. ByuN's army supply is still up, it's still doing okay, but he needs the bases to stay alive, and well, in fairness, he does have a whole bunch of orbitals for mules. Dropping to the left-hand side now, he finds himself a couple of drones himself, and 15 minutes into this game, ByuN and Impact are really kind of throwing whatever they can find at each other in the form of drops, tech units. Crazy stuff so far. +1 ship weapons from ByuN as he begins to set up into what will need to be a defense against air units throughout this game. The other difficult thing for ByuN though is, again, where does he actually mine from next? Because as this base mines out, as this base mines out, I guess he mines from down here, but then that's only half a base, so you need somewhere else as well. These medevacs of unit marines, again, not really going to be enough, and they're going to get everything going to be picked off. ByuN not really going to be able to do enough here. He's going to be seeing Lings, Ultras, Banes, and, well, a couple of Infestors now being added in. Impact is really getting up towards this dream army in these later stages of the game. Another medevac up the right, and, well, obviously nowadays a fungal growth will not be able to lock it in place and keep it there. We'll just slow its progress to the other side down. As actually a few spores over this side. ByuN going to find the chance to clean those out. That's great, of course. I mean, having getting a chance to fight these without the rest of the units coming into play. It's just some free pickoffs because, well, spore crawlers don't really fight back against marines, believe it or not. Libs are starting to come up as well, and again, this is going to be a very kind of slow-paced composition from ByuN with the Liberators, the tanks, the Ghosts. Is very positional focused, and so you won't be able to push forwards for a long time. As again, that's why he's probably trying to keep on dropping just to make sure the Zerg doesn't get away with just doing everything he wants to. At least he will just keep Impact somewhat busy and just somewhat kind of on top of just what Impact is getting up to as well. High Energy Queen gets taken down here. Now Medevac just picks up another couple Marines that will escape through the top side. I mean, Impact has a Spire. Obviously, he's made the Broodlords before, but no Corruptors out at the moment. No more Broods being made. I don't really mind the kind of lack of further Broodlords here. But I kind of feel like the Corruptors are still always going to be a nice little addition. Now we are going to be seeing the research and enhanced munitions. I don't think I've ever read that in my life. Increases the Raven's anti-armor missile explosion radius by 20% and its tracking range by 50%. With Corvid Reactor as well, ByuN is actually going to make a late game tech switch to Ravens. It's happening. Alright, well, the Raven switch is going to be coming through. ByuN, can you show us a use for this unit in the late game? Which no one really believes there is, to a large extent. I mean, obviously there's some use, but people don't really feel as though it's worth building them. That's why we basically never do see them building. First Raven starts on up. He's actually quite gas-starved, ByuN. I guess that's just the lack of bases. This base coming up down here will help a lot with that gas. Drops mules on it instantly, keep his mineral income rolling. Obviously Impact has got quite the bank build up for himself. Worse though, but the thing is, he has the freedom to expand all over the map, so trading worse is fine for now, compared to ByuN, who, well, cannot afford to trade worse because he doesn't feel as though he's got the freedom to move out onto the map, expand elsewhere, because then Impact can attack and he can trade so much more easily. As we're going to be seeing those Ultras, Banes, Infestors in the middle of the map, we're going to be seeing the Bio continue to pull backwards, some Lings taking some damage. Ghost setting up as well, and again the Raven count is increasing. I'm so intrigued to see what happens with these Ravens. You're going to see a fungal growth lands on a chunk of these Marines, most in a bunch of the Ghosts. EMP comes down to get rid of some of the energy. Follow up EMP02, just again keeping those Infestors from committing on in. And 20 minutes so far in game number 1. Impact versus ByuN, best of 5. What a series we have on our hands right now. We knew this was going to be pretty freaking great. It's definitely delivering so far. 2 more Ravens popping out of these starports very shortly. As you will see, he actually just killed his medevac. I guess to build even more Vikings. I guess he doesn't feel like he needs many medevacs now. As we will see him just stimming forwards, and he will be picking away through some of this creep spread. Just pushing Impact back where possible. Impact's army was back up to the top right, cleaning up a drop or so, but, well, obviously that gives ByuN that chance to move forwards and to push that creep spread back here. A few more Banes morphing in. Some Lings are thinking about continuing to run on forwards. Plan B4 is to defend this position as ByuN makes his way over to the left-hand side now. That's his next man in base. I love the plan tree over here as well. Just super defensive ByuN. Oh my god, look at those initial snipes. Ultras are just disappearing. Oh my god, is this going to be it? We're actually going to see a commitment through now. ByuN pulling all the way back. He needs to get away from the Banes with the Ghosts, of course, because the Banes will do a lot of damage. More snipes coming down. Impact loses pretty much everything. But he has 7.5, 4.5k in the bank. So what does he rebuild? 9 Corruptors to begin with. And 16, oh my god, 20 Infestors? Really? Well, there goes his entire gas bank. That disappeared pretty freaking quick, didn't it? 20 Infestors on the way up. A few Corruptors morphing into Broodlords here as well. A lot more Zerglings on the way out. A second Spire to, I guess, go double upgrades. get into the carapace upgrades on these corruptors as well as the further attack upgrades. To the upper right, we're going to see a couple more extractors will be placed down. That's the issue though still for ByuN, that Impact controls so much of this map when it comes to bases. I mean, the resource loss is going to be like 12k difference right now, 14k, that's insane. But it doesn't matter if Impact is mining so much more throughout the entirety of the game. Ghost still setting up here. Still waiting for their next kind of, well, onslaught of snipes. I wonder what the mass infester plan is. Do you really just want to mass the fungals? Is that kind of the plan, or is there something else to this that maybe I'm just not quite seeing for myself at the moment? Those ravens are still coming up as well, by the way. This is such a unique TvZ, one that I haven't really seen a similar setup of in recent times at all, as those ghosts get ready to fire again. First the MP comes down, couple of, oh my god, look how low energy so many of those infestors go. Fortunately, he has another 10 or so, which still have almost double fungals ready. Again, where do the ravens get pulled into this? When do they start to drop their anti-armor missiles? You're going to see extra broodlords continue coming up as well. So some more broodlords coming into play up here. Flyer carapace on the way up, plus 3 flyer attacks on the way up. A few more infestors coming up here. Broodlords getting set as well. You're not going to see those spore crawlers just going to be unburrowing and reburrowing further forwards. ByuN setting up a whole set more of liberators now. Infested Terrans is going to be what he uses this initial kind of energy on the infestors for. Fungal growth on the first few Vikings. Ravens, now's your time to make your mark, and now's your time to show your true colors. What have you been built for in this game? Right now, you're not showing anything at all. Did he even use the Ravens yet? Maybe like a repair drone here and there, but I don't think anything else. He is just repair droning. There's a way to get those Vikings and Liberators back up to health post-fight. ByuN is staying close to maxed out. Another CC now moves forwards as he'll have to go towards this base right here. A single Zerglin in his way, though. This base from ByuN's not actually being attacked. Impact's been very, well, just ignorant, I suppose, of that base just even existing there. Finally, he's going to attack this for kind of the first time. As ByuN actually just gets the sensor tower up, so he'll catch it coming in. And it will be for now. Well, actually, maybe we'll actually come back in and defend once again. Snipes from the ghosts. The Banes. Is there enough of them to kill the Plantry? I don't think so. I think the Plantry will just about survive, and the SCVs are saved. Impact loses a lot. And still somewhat starved for gas at the moment. That resources lost tab now 15,000 plus resource difference. Some creep going down. Spores getting burrowed. We'll see some broodlings dropping down as well towards the frontier. And a couple of tanks in the back. And the Ravens are still just throwing down repair drones. Nothing else just yet. This game is getting crazy. Look at the APMs throughout this. Just saw someone mention it in the chat, but an average of 390 APM from our Zerg player, 350 APM from ByuN. Wow. Third flyer attack upgrade still about to finish up. The carapace upgrade's continuing here. Extra broodlords coming into play. Impact bank is almost gone now. You'll see a couple of spores getting picked away at. A lot more spores getting picked away at here. The 3 reinforced marines doing their job well. The unit count, 19 ghosts versus 22 infestors. We've got 6 queens and 8 ravens to throw down repair drones. 18 broodlords, but 11 liberators and 8 vikings as well. There's a nuke available. ByuN can throw this into play as well. And we've seen those infested terrans coming down, looking to soak up some of this damage already. Repair drones again doing the job so far as the Vikings going to push on in. Ravens going to throw down those anti-armor missiles. Let's go. Oh my god. Look how low all of these broodlords go. Oh my gosh. There's going to be even more of them going off. Everything's getting connected into now. And those broodlords are just going to be disappearing. My PC cannot believe it. It is actually losing literal power at the moment, it seems. Ghosts coming back in. Snipes on the broods. ByuN cleans up with ease. GG, 25 minutes, and ByuN's game plan from start to finish was impeccable. All of the love, again, it's kind of beyond words. I've said it so many times throughout the streams in the past couple of weeks. It's really been crazy. So, to the top right hand side, our red Zerg player is going to be Impact. He's down a game in this best of 5 as we have to the top left our blue Terran, ByuN. I didn't get a chance to reset StarCraft after that game, so hopefully my FPS is going to be alright, because that was pretty freaking crazy. What's up, James the Beard Harden? coming with the Twitch Prime sub as well. Let's see some more love in the chat for another new sub. Thank you so much. Of course, thank you for sitting through the quick commercial break, guys. Always appreciate it. It does go a long way to supporting the channel. Kubels87 with the Twitch Prime sub as well. Continuing to come on through. Get some more Wardy hearts in the chat. Keep them going. Welcome to the family, everybody. Don't forget, if you're a new subscriber, you can get access to our replay packs. The December replay pack is available in our ! Discord, which will give you the link to the Discord if you type in the chat. Just sync your Twitch and Discord together. After an hour or so, you'll be recognized as a sub on the server, and you'll get access to the channel, which will allow you to get the December replay pack. And the new replay pack coming up in the next couple of days. Alright then, so Jimmy Jamjaws gifts a sub to Slivsis as well. Thank you, Jimmy Jamjaws, for gifting the joy of Wardy subscription out to here today. Holy crap. I can't quite keep up with all the love. Well, it's game number 2 in Impact. He showed us a lot of aggressive builds against players earlier today, such as Semper. So I wonder if we do go back into that now. This is already setting up towards being a bit of a faster killing speed. Gas pool hatch into an Evo chamber, pneumatized carapace. This begins to really look a bit like an all-in. It looks like a drop with queens and lings and trying to break his opponent very early on. So let's see how this is going to go as we see those lings coming in towards the natural expansion. Siege tank is on the way up on the factory at the moment, so getting that set up as well. And we are also going to be seeing the Dropper Lord, well, now morphing in. So here we go. It's all going to be about the defense for ByuN, but honestly, if there's a defense for him, the way he's setting up is fantastic. A Viking, Marines, a tank, it's the super defensive build order here. ByuN is getting himself into a great position for this current game number 2 in terms of just defending and taking the lead from it. Now, Impact hasn't cut drones just yet, actually. Now, Dropper Lord is actually just going to be for the Queen, so it's actually not even an all-in aggressive attack. It's actually just going to be a little bit of a Ling drop harassment, basically. So, sorry, a Queen drop harassment. So he's going to come across here for the Queen drop. Those Queens are going to be unloading. And, looking to see what they can do. Marines coming up and are going to be able to chase that Overlord away. Oh my god, ByuN kills the Queens. Impact now has no queens on the map. Well, he's got 2 more building, but he also gets supply blocked. I mean, that could not have been worse. He does absolutely nothing for this. He gets absolutely nothing out of this. 2 more barracks built, and he does get a few lings in here. He had another ling drop over to the south side, so he comes in for a couple of kills potentially, but really only a couple. And so far, it's not been worth the investment into Carapace, in towards the Evolution Chamber as well, to do the drop so early. Now we'll see Impact trying to transition out with his movement in towards the lair and the Baneling Nest. This Viking should be looking towards maybe getting rid of this Overlord. Those lings had to come in from somewhere. And a few more lings are coming across the map. Maybe this time we see an attempt at a Bane drop. 14 more lings building. Not sure if Impact wants to continue being aggressive or whether he's just afraid of a potential attack out of ByuN that could just come across the map and punish him for having lost so much already. Bane Nest going to be finishing up soon. It looks as though this is probably going to be 3 Banes and a couple of lings to drop back in towards the main base in a moment or so. And we're seeing this Viking fighting away at these couple of Overlords. Queen here to defend, to push back this Viking, and the Viking will be pulled away. ByuN on point. Oh, but he rallied in towards the Queen there for a moment, but it still doesn't matter. Doesn't go down just yet. Ling's taking the watchtower, and we are going to be seeing more Marines gathering up on the natural expansion. Stimpack going to be finishing soon. The Baneling speed coming up as well right now from Impact, as well as the +1 Carapace upgrade. Still getting set up into this. Lings here just taking an aggressive posture out on the map. Getting ready to see maybe what they can do in the next few moments. Another tank is sieging up. Gonna see what's gonna happen next. As we have a few moments, let's have a little check at how those votes are going. ByuN is still the chat favorite, 79 against 21% of the vote. Keep those hashtags coming in, hashtag ByuN and hashtag Impact, to show who you're cheering for today here in the chat area right there with a hashtag ByuN. Keep them coming. Melee upgrades on the way up as we see +1 attack and combat shields now from ByuN, but with the tanks he's actually going to start dropping, and oh my god, ByuN is actually going to surround these lings. Where are they meant to go? The Bane drop over here is going to get chased as well. He targets the Bane drop down, but he takes a big connection. Well, again, kind of surrounding those lings was pretty neat as ByuN sees this Bane drop into the main base very quickly, already stimming Marines in to deal with it. ByuN is playing extremely on point today. With this choked up area to the top side of the map that he's pushing into as well, now the tanks just siege here, and ByuN will just poke forwards, draw units into tank fire, basically backing away and never really committing. A couple of overlords just march into their death, and that is not the way that this should be starting off for Impact. He's been in trouble in this game since he lost that initial queen drop. Marines is going to be continuing to pull on back, a few more lings going down, and ByuN is playing out of his mind right here to keep on just punishing Impact for how this game has already gone, shutting down everything he tries to do. Banes continue to take some more damage here, and that's the thing, the tanks just come into play when those Banes get too close. Marines dropping out again, and we're going to be seeing them pushing in towards the top. Going to be looking for a bit more damage. Another couple of lings going down. Here comes the drop of Lord. Banes coming out here, and we do see those Banes continuing to connect. Queens firing, tanks firing away onto the Queens. But ByuN, I mean, he's still reacting to these Bane drops at home. Still chasing them around with some Marines as well. That Overlord's getting lower and lower. If he still had the Viking up from earlier, he does have the Viking up. It's all the way over here, though. It should just go after the Bane drop, because there's no counterplay to the Viking. When the Bane drop's set up like that, GG is just called. ByuN will take game number 2, and this best of 5 is already on the verge of being over. Do right now, as our red Zerg player to the top left-hand side, Impact. He just doesn't seem to be able to do anything, and I guess the spawning pool coming down on 12 is the answer to what you do. You just turn it into super quick aggression. But honestly, when the Terran player ByuN is playing this well, is a Ravager rush even going to work? Is it even going to begin to work? I'm really not sure. I am really not sure. ByuN didn't have the greatest of 2017s by his standards. I mean, coming off of a super high win in GSL and BlizzCon in 2016, into 2017 just failing to qualify for BlizzCon. I mean, it wasn't a bad year. It was just not an amazing year like we maybe expected from the BlizzCon champion. Kind of the road Rogue is going right now after his GSL performance today. But it does mean that, people, really discounted him a lot, and just recently ByuN took a bit of a break and took some time out, vacation, skipped a couple of tournaments, and has come back, and since he came back, he's been looking freaking awesome all over again. Alright, well, the Roach Roaring is about halfway done, and we are going to be seeing Impact with the Roaches on the way very shortly. Now, one thing ByuN does not do is he does not SCV Scout. He will Reaper Scout, so it's going to be all about the Reaper Scout here to just see what's going to happen as we get this ready to continue. Let's all make profiles with crazy unreadable names and sub. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could. I try my best to butcher every name possible, sometimes it feels like. What's up, Soy? I can read that one, coming in with the Twitch Prime sub as well. Back to back with Daxter33. Soy and Daxter, thank you so much. Some Wardy hearts in the chat. There's this Reaper coming up to the top side. A couple of lings will run in now to try and maybe delay the CC. May even just wait for the Reaper to get further up the map. But the Reaper then will actually see the Roaches. We'll see the Ravager doesn't turn around. And so now ByuN knows what this is. So he turns around, and that's maybe why the lings should go forward sooner. Because if the lings go forward sooner, the Reaper will turn around, and he doesn't necessarily get to scout. What's going on? Marines picking off a Zergling on the ramp now. So, ByuN probably just wants to cancel the CC, and there it is, getting cancelled down there. As you do see the bunker coming up on the high ground. Factory finishes, so the tech light coming down for the siege tank, but no, he actually goes for the Cyclone version of this defense. Obviously, this is super all-in from Impact. He's on 13 workers and 1 base. ByuN's already making new depots, although he's actually already supply blocked. That's because of the way that the cancelling of the CC will work out. You've seen that bunker setting up with a few Marines inside of it, a few more Corrosive Bars coming down, but only 3 Ravagers, and the first Ravager taking a little bit of a beating so far as extra Roaches on the way over. ByuN has a Cyclone popping out. He locks on with this Cyclone to the Overlord, pushing away the high ground vision. Without high ground vision, you lose a lot of potential as to what you can do here with these Ravagers and all the rest of it. Again, the 4 Ravagers of Impact looking to see what else he can do. Cyclone takes a shot just there. Towards the upper left, we do see this Reaper moving along. Sees another Ravager. I mean, he knows that this is completely committed right now then. So ByuN knows what's up, and extra SCVs pull in to repair. But another Cyclone already about to arrive, and what's Impact doing? You know, the longer he just sits back here and doesn't achieve anything, the more units ByuN gets out to defend this. I mean, the Cyclone's now even throwing down damage as those Overlords cannot get into a position. And I think Impact just has to go for one big push up this ramp, but ByuN has such a great setup to deal with that. Even a Viking coming in, with a Viking he can really push back those Overlords. They're never going to get in position. He can obviously land it afterwards as well. And he's going to come forwards, and the Cyclones thinking about doing the same thing, but now they're going to actually come in and use themselves on the Cyclones because he needs the damage output. And you just see one of the Cyclones going down. Marines continue to fight as well. The Viking going for the next Overlord here. Cyclones trying to kite around still. The Ravager count taking some heavy losses. I mean, all he has to do is clean up those Ravagers and he'll be fine. Oh my god, that Cyclone stood in the biles though. That hurts. Viking will land and a couple of lower health Ravagers going down too. And this was messy from ByuN, but it's still a defense. And a defense is all he needs when up 27 workers to 13. Army supply similar. The momentum from Impact has just stopped right there. He's just hit the brick wall, which is the defense of ByuN. GG. ByuN takes